Seaside Band. You guys are so chill today. It's so relaxing. Wow, we've got the flautist. We have Dan, the piano man, back. It is a good day here at Seaside. You guys are in for a treat today with the music and the message. I invite all of you in Holder Hall to make your way into Sorensen Sanctuary. You do not want to miss anything. I'm Susan Murphy, and I am your board president. And I am also one of your practitioners here and the leader of our kindness crew. And I think it's time for us to do PB&J outreach again. Do you think? Can I count on all of you to join me if we do it on a Sunday after second service? Okay, because I've been getting input that's like, oh, I have to work and I have all these things to do. But this way you can't leave because I'll be there saying, come on, I'll recruit you. Anyway, it's good to see everybody here this morning. We have breath work on April 18th from 4 to 5 o'clock with our wonderful Reverend Rebecca Berry. And this is in person and on Zoom. And you get to attain higher states of consciousness and bliss out with this pranayama breath that she teaches. So make sure that you check that out. We have our women's gathering group taking place, and that is April 17th. It's 11 o'clock. It's here at Seaside in Holder Hall. You can bring a sack lunch if you'd like. And this is just for the women, so sorry about that, men. You have your men's group. But this is just a time of getting women together and just talking and sharing and just creating wisdom and connection and community. And it's supported by the Seaside Sisters. Thank you. And so it's something that you ladies really should check out or might want to check out. It's a lot of fun. And we have our singles connection group led by our Steve Golden, and that is April 12th. It's following second service. This is a meeting in the Quimby room, and it's a time to step into a space where connection is easy and it's comfortable and where laughter flows and just meaningful moments and just coming together in community. So please check that out. And we have our basic belief class with practitioner Carlene Folks, and that is April 19th, also following second service. And this is a perfect opportunity to ask questions or to learn a little bit more about what we believe here at Seaside and what our philosophy is. And we have Friday Night Live with Miss Peggy Lebo. Oh, this is going to be a treat. She is going to sing all of her beautiful songs while also doing a little storytelling, some lighthearted stories, authentic expression that just lifts the spirit. That's $20 if you get tickets in advance and $25 at the door. And we have mindful mandala painting experience where you create calm, clarity, and intention. And this is led by Tracy Shulman, who is a life coach, and also she leads meditation. And it's a calming, fun, creative experience where anyone can relax into flow and create a meaningful mandala. No art experience is required. Just show up and just bringing your creative self. And again, that's April 25th. It's 1 to 5 p.m. And we have a new class by our amazing Dr. Kathy Hearn. And she actually wrote this class, and it's called Ancient Wisdom and Science of Mind. It is a certificated class for those of you that would like to go into practitioner training. This will count. And it starts Thursdays, April 23rd. It goes to May 28th. There is no class on May 7th. It's 6 to 8, and you are going to explore the universal spiritual principles expressed through ancient African traditions and Maya traditions and ancient pagan and Celtic traditions and Inca traditions and the little bit of a Hindu perspective. So that class is going to be amazing. And we have our Inner Light midweek service this Wednesday, April 15th, 6:30 to 7:30. We have our wonderful Reverend Deb McDonald, who's going to be speaking this week, and her talk title is The Lab of Life. And we have Celeste Barbier doing the music and chanting and meditation. So if you want a little bit of Seaside during the week, make sure you check that out. And finally, we have Earth Day and Community Picnic. And I'm going to invite Callie to come up and tell you a little bit about that.
Good morning, beloved spiritual family. On behalf of Christian and myself, we would like to invite all of you to come play with us in the park. I couldn't think of a better way to celebrate Earth Day, to get our feet in the grass and sit underneath the trees and play together. And the special part is, I'm from my asking people, many of you have never been to San Diego Park. It is like a hidden treasure right here, a mile off the freeway. It's in Solana Beach, Rancho Santa Fe, and it's in the lower park. There's 5 miles of hiking trails, there's duck ponds, there's butterfly gardens, there's lookout spots, there's hanging bridges, and it's just beautiful. And we've got a whole spot reserved for Seaside. It's $5 to park, and we'll have barbecues and all kinds of food. It's a collaborative lunch, so bring something. You don't need to sign up. You don't need to tell me what you're bringing. Just come and play with us under the sun. Yeah? And if nothing else, you guys will be introduced to an amazing park. So come and play with us. Thanks.
Well, that sounds like fun. She said duck pond, I think. I'm totally there. Now I just invite you to stand and greet your neighbor and stay standing for the congregational song.
It's pretty simple, right? Help me sing it. Here we go. I cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good that I can do. Now the same words, check this out. I cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good that I can do. I cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good that I can do. Very nice, y'all. Come on, Chris. Give it up for our special guest, Chris Clinton, everybody. I cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good that I can do. Let's sing that again. I cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good that I can do. Now the next part, come on. I cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good that I can do. I cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good that I can do. I cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good that what? That I can do. Very nice, Seaside. Very nice.
Very good, very good. I like that. That was good. Well, good morning, Seaside. Woo! What a joy it is to be with all of you that are here today and all of you that are at home. We just love it that we come together like this. And hey, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Just got back from Centers for Spiritual Living Convention in
Awesome.
Reno. Seaside had 9 of us running around the place, and
Beautiful.
we had a presence. It's
Awesome.
pretty exciting. You know, we're in good hands, good direction. Things seem tight, and
Awesome.
yeah, things seem to be working. And we got about 300, different centers around the world.
That's
so
amazing. I
yeah.
love seeing that.
Yeah,
knowing
yeah,
that.
that's good.
Yeah. Keep spreading the good word all around the world.
I think
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
It's a lot of fun. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
Especially our home here at Seaside.
That's my commitment. I
Pretty special.
stopped running around like that, and I just love being here
Yeah,
with all my
me
being.
too. Me
Yeah, I
too.
know that.
We're very blessed. Aren't we blessed here, Seaside family?
All right.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you. Well, I'll tell you also, we are blessed by a wonderful prayer.
Yes,
Dr.
we are.
Moira,
Yeah.
my naturopath. She's who I go to, and Trevor goes to,
Nice.
and Callie. But anyway, look at our garden, how all the flowers we had for Easter. I saw her Saturday afternoon before Easter out there in the garden planting and digging and carrying these big bags of mulch that I couldn't even pick up. But that's what happens when you follow her regime. Anyway, High in Consciousness is Dr. Moira Fitzpatrick, about to take us to a deeper place.
Yes.
Wonderful practitioner today.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this beautiful spring day. So I'd like to share a story with you, which was actually inspired by Dr. Christian at the 9 o'clock service, so it's kind of fresh. So yesterday, I was out in the garden, and about a week ago, I had been looking for a jacaranda tree, and I found one. And I had somebody bring it here with their truck. It's a pretty big tree. It was really heavy. And so I came here yesterday because I didn't plant it that week, and it was saying to me, "Get me out of this container." And I thought, oh my God. I thought, all right, I'm going to do this. And so, I was struggling, and you go outside, you'll see it's a pretty big tree. And finally, I just said, "God, give me strength." And the tree came out, it's planted, it's happy, and go give it some energy. And so today, as we begin our service, we begin with lighting the candle. and bringing in a light consciousness. And after the service today over in the Dolphin Center, if anyone has anything heavy on your heart or you'd like support in manifesting something, please see us. There'll be myself and Tara and many other practitioners over there to support you. And so now I'd like to introduce our light holder today, someone you know and love very well, Tara Short. And I had the privilege of going through practitioner training with her. She's an incredible soul, a beautiful light. Welcome, Tara. And now let us take a moment to go within, into the silence. I am so grateful for life that breathes me. O divine creator of this beautiful world that's filled with roses and jacaranda and the dancing palms. And every day the sun rises and the sun sets. I can hear the sound of the sea. There's a perfect rhythm to the earth, a harmony, a oneness, that all is interconnected. One power, one wisdom, one love, the power of unconditional love, the heart of Source that flows in, through, and as me. It is every thought, every word, every action that I take. And just as I know this is true for me, I know that it is true for each and every one and all of life. And today, let us open our hearts, dropping within, feeling that openness to Dr. Christian's message. Feeling is the secret. And I know that each and every one receives the message that you need to hear today, inspired by the music all around us. So let us drop in to the freshness of this new spring, into the passion that gets ignited at this time of year. So blessed we are today to be here in community, to be as one.
Blessings and grace, love overflowing, joy in this place. Spirit is showing blessings and grace. Mind, body,
Thank you, Rebecca Jade. Blessings and grace. Ooh, two very good things. Thank you for singing us in so beautifully. And Dan, welcome home. We're glad to have you back. Thank you for your accompaniment always. Oh, and Moira, your prayer. Such beautiful consciousness. Thank you. The women of Seaside Rock, look, we can plant a tree all by ourselves. And so, pretty good. Yeah. Welcome to all of you. So glad to see each and every one of you. I especially want to welcome anybody who might be here for the first time. If it is your first time, please know you're welcome. We honor all paths to God. Wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you are welcome here. Welcome to those of you that are tuning in from home. We're glad that you're here and welcome. I know you have lots of choices on a beautiful spring Sunday, and I'm glad you chose to be here with us today. Let's see, I have a couple things that I just want to mention. One, I want to make a note of our flowers. Our flowers today are from our beautiful sax player and band leader, Bob Mathis, who is not with us today because he is at his sister's celebration of life. She made her transition a few months ago, but the flowers are in her honor today. So for Bob's sister, Joyce, the flowers. We love you, Bob. Let's see. On the 3rd of May, I believe it's the first Sunday in May, Tara Short and myself are going to be doing an informational meeting after the second service about practitioner studies, about advanced consciousness studies, and then the second year is called practitioner training. And if you are wondering what it takes to become a practitioner, what does it look like to become a practitioner, what does it mean? Now, the first year of training, which is called Advanced Consciousness Studies, is open to everyone, whether you're wanting to become a practitioner or not. But we'll tell you all about that if you want to attend that meeting on the first Sunday of May, or talk to Tara, see what classes you have, which ones you might need. You know, I was looking around at first service, and it was full of all these beautiful students that I've had the honor of teaching the first year of studies to. And I see Carlene and Moira and Tara and Jessica, who's our youth and family director. I mean, these beautiful, beautiful souls. It truly is a transformative class. If you are wanting to take a deep dive, consider it. Yes, Brenda? Transformational? Yes, Brenda's in right now. So I invite you to attend that on May the 3rd. Also, I want to remind you, I know Susan just did, about Dr. Kathy Hearn's class. It's going to be starting, I believe it's on the 23rd. It's a Thursday night. It's a brand new class. Dr. Kathy was part of writing the curriculum, and she is teaching it here for the very first time at Seaside. If you have never taken a class with Dr. Kathy Hearn, please give the gift to yourself of taking it. She is an amazing teacher, a living legend, really. She wouldn't like me to say that. She's a legend, but she is just a beautiful, beautiful soul. So if you have an opportunity to be in her class on Thursday night, please consider signing up. And I want to tell you about Wednesday night. Wednesday night, our inner life service is right here in the sanctuary at 6:30. It is a little bit different than a Sunday celebration. It's a meditation, music, and a message. It's a more of a contemplative service. So join us if you'd like. I will be speaking this Wednesday. Our theme for the month is wisdom, and my talk title is The Lab of Life. So come on out and join us 6:30 Wednesday night right here in the sanctuary, and get your midweek fix. It's kind of good. Love to see you there. So let's see, Dr. Christian's talk title today is Feeling is the Secret. And we'd like to talk about Ernest, right? Talks about the fire in the belly and where is that feeling and what is it coming from. And so I've got a little reading for you today from Ernest, from our Science of Mind textbook, page 398, for those of you at home that want to follow along, page 398. When we treat, we should be specific. Whatsoever thing we desire, when we pray, we should believe that we have them. If we wish money, we should ask for or mentally accept money. If we wish for a home, we should ask for or mentally accept a home. We can put as much detail into our mental work as we desire. Sometimes we do so. Sometimes to do so will be of great service in gaining a complete mental acceptance of our desires. This is the whole secret, a complete mental acceptance and embodiment of our desires. Our mental acceptances should be filled with conviction, warmth, color, and imagination. The creative power responds to feeling more quickly than any other mental attitude. Therefore, we should try to feel the reality of what we are doing when we give a treatment. This reality is felt as we become more and more convinced that spirit responds to us. We should grow into the understanding that spirit responds to us and becomes more conscious of its presence within us. It is the very breath of our breath, the imagination back of our word. It is the creative power in our thought and the law and energy that executes that thought. God is all, in all, over all, and through all. There can be no greater or complete allness. This allness is within us. And so it is. God bless you. So very glad you're here today.
Ooh, that's a great reading right there. Thank you so much, Rev Deb. Good morning, Seaside. It is my honor on Sunday mornings to introduce our guest artists, and we just love this beautiful couple. They are husband and wife, and they sing together all over the place. They just got back, well, they've been back, they just, well, since the last time they've been here, they actually traveled quite a bit. They were in England and Scotland and sharing music all over the world. So we're so grateful when they get to be here with us. And without further ado, let's give a warm Seaside welcome to Cahill and Deline.
Thank you, Rebecca.
Thanks. All right, man. Do you feel good? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ow! I feel good. I knew that I would now. I feel good. I knew that I would now. So good. So good. I got you. I feel nice. Like sugar and spice now. I feel nice. Like sugar and spice. Listen, so nice. So nice. I got you. And when I hold you in my heart, you know that I can't do no wrong. And when I hold you in my heart, my love is what do you know? And I feel nice, like sugar and spice now. I feel nice, like a sugar and spice. Good God, so nice, so nice. I got you. And when I hold you in my heart, you know that I can't do no wrong. And when I hold you in my heart, my love, what do you know? And I feel nice, like sugar and spice. I feel nice, like sugar and spice now. Listen, so nice, so nice. I got you. Feel good. Like I knew that I would now. I feel good. Like I knew that I would now. So good. So good. I got you. So good. So good. I got you. Good God, so good. So good. I got you.
Hey, feel good. That's Kay Hill and Deline. I don't know if Barry will have any voice left for his next song, but my goodness, you put it all out there. Thank you, Barry. All right, so here we go for this morning. And hey, if thought is the spark, then the heart is the flame. And, you know, our creation, our manifestation isn't from the neck up, it's from the heart out. And so Neville Goddard, he was from Barbados, came over to New York in 1922, a contemporary of Ernest Holmes, an actor on the stage, but also a writer known for his mystical writings. He's the one who said, though many have, but he said that feeling is the secret. But it wasn't only him that knew that. I mean, all the mystics have known that feeling is the secret. The sages have known that. The shamans have known that. Heck, grandmas know that too. You know, if feeling is the secret here, that is the key for things to happen. And it's not thinking, it's not overthinking, it's not doing spreadsheets to figure out your emotions. It is the feeling that is the secret here that we're working with, and that's where we want to get to today. So to be able to go to that place and to feel is really the key in terms of creation, is in terms of healing, and is in terms of transformation. And so, I mean, has anyone had a feeling or an emotion this week? Anybody have more than you planned this week? A couple of hands are going up there and one person, you know. Good. You guys are honest. That's a good starting point for us right here. You know, I can remember, just recently, not that, well, I remember when I wanted to have a week where I was just clear. You know, I was spiritually mature, calm. That was my intention to start the week. And it lasted till about Monday morning. And, you know, I was at Sprouts, which is not known for having a lot of cashiers or checkout people. And, they want you to learn how to do it yourself. So thank you very much for your service. But anyway, so there was one person it looked like, and there were like 5 carts that were backed up. And there was one that nobody was in. I thought this was pretty good. So I kind of think my consciousness, mind by right of consciousness, I'm strong. And then this person just zooms right in front of me with their cart filled with more stuff than the 5 people all put together. And it's like I came to feel some things, to realize that not all of my feelings were enlightened yet. You know, yeah, it just was not there. But you know, I'm talking about feelings today. I'm not talking about your perfect feelings. I'm talking about real feelings. I'm talking about your human feelings. I'm talking not the Facebook ready, harmony is wonderful kind of life. I'm talking about the ones that get you in the heart and not in the brain. The ones that get you stirred into to feeling in your life and in your world. And so this week, as you heard, we were at the convention up in Reno, and it was just a positive experience for our center to be in such a place. And a number of us, like Susan and Tara and myself, are reading this new book, and it's like top one at the airports. You'll find it there. It's called The Meaning of Your Life, Finding Purpose in a Time of Emptiness by Arthur Brooks. And the first chapter starts off talking about Leo Tolstoy, a Russian, right? Everybody knows him from War and Peace. You know, and he, age 51, he was looking at taking his life. And it wasn't because he was poor, like so much of Russia was. He was living like an aristocrat. He was named for a Nobel Peace Prize, not Peace Prize, but Nobel Prize in Literature. And it just had 13 kids. I don't know, maybe that was part of it. I don't know. But anyway, but it was because there was that emptiness. And he finally turned it around. But it made me think of him, of one of his short stories called The 3 Questions. You might remember this. It came out in 1903. Not that you were there, but it was... He was talking, it was called 3 Questions because there was this empress who all of a sudden decided that if she could find the answers to these 3 questions, her life would be good. The first was, what is the right thing to do in each moment? You know, the other one, who are the most important people to work with, and what is it you should do, and when is the right time? Those are like the 3 things. What should you do? When is the right time? And who should you work with? And so she put out the decree to the kingdom, hey, come bring the answers to me. And they came. You know, everybody wanted the rewards, and none of them satisfied her. So she decided she was going to go visit this old woman in a hermitage up in the far distant top of a mountain. And so she got her guards or attendees or whatever, her handlers, and she went on the journey. But she knew that this woman does not take nobility, does not take the powerful, the affluent. And so she dressed herself as a peasant. Excuse me. And she left her, guards who were there to protect her down at the bottom of the mountain. And she made the last part of the journey herself and got to the top. And she found the old woman out in the garden tilling. And she went up to this old woman and said, I've got a question for you. What is the right time to do for each thing, and who are the most important people to work with, and what is it that I am to do in those times? And she said, he kind of shook her head and let me think about it. And she started tilling the ground a little bit more, the old one. So our empress thought, well, she might as well help while she's thinking. So she grabbed and she started helping. About an hour happened, and she said, "Excuse me, did you remember my question?" And she patted her on the shoulder, and said, "I can see you've been working for a while. Why don't you take a rest?" And the empress thought, well, this old lady can do this. I'm going to be out here. I'm going to help her. I'm going to assist her. She's thinking on my behalf. And so the hour went by, and 2 hours went by, 3, and now it's getting towards the end of the day, and the sun's, starting to set. And she said, "Hey, do you remember my question?" I said, "Do you hear that?" And she looked over, and here was a guy coming running out of the forest. He was wounded, and you could see him just staggering, and he was in pain. He just made it to about the empress' feet and collapsed in just almost unconscious. And so she kind of rips off his shirt, and I imagine him like an Outlander kind of guy or a Poltar kind of guy. So rips off his shirt and sees that he'd been stabbed. And so she takes a piece of her clothing and starts, soaking up the blood. The wise woman, the sage woman, goes off and gets the herbs to do, and together they get him a little bit better, bandage him up, and he kind of comes to and says, "Can I have some water?" And the empress runs down to the stream or a river and gets some water and brings it back, and they bring him back to the house, and he just passes out. It's night, so both the women go to sleep. In the morning, the empress wakes up, and what am I doing here? Oh, yeah, I remember. I'm trying to get the questions. She sees the older lady outside, and the guy wakes up, and he just looks at the empress and says, "I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. Please forgive me." So, forgive you for what? She said, "You don't know me, but I know you. I'm your sworn enemy. Your military came, they killed my brother. They stole our property, and I vowed to kill you. And so I came here, and I hid myself. I was going to ambush you when you came down the mountain, and you never came. And so I decided to come up here, and as I came, your guards came, and they stabbed me. I was able to get away, and I came up here. And what I came to discover is your kindness, that you were compassionate, that you were caring, that you saved my life. Please forgive me, for having that." And she said, "But I'm just so happy that we could reconcile this. I am so sorry about your brother. Your property, will give it back to you, and I'll send one of my physicians to take care of you." And the amends was made, and she said, "I'll go get my answers." And she goes out to that wise woman and says, "You know what? I need to go. Do you have answers for me?" She says, "What? You weren't paying attention?" It's like, what is the thing to do? She said, "You saw me, and you knew what to do was to help me. And I became the most important person in your life. And by helping me, what you actually did is you saved your own life, because had you gone down the hill earlier, you probably would have been killed. And so when was the time to do it? It was right then, in that moment, when you saw me, you knew what to do and became the most important person." And what about when the guy came? What was the thing to do? The thing to do was to help him right there. And as you helped him, what happened is, if you had not, he would have died, and there would not have been any reconciliation. And when did you do it? It was right there in the moment. So it's obvious that you can see the most important thing to do is what is before you. The most important person is that one who who is in front of you, their eyes, their presence, they're the most important person, because there may not be a future, but what you have now, right now, is the only place where you have dominion, where you can change anything. So it's now with that person, and whatever is called to do, where you were called to serve, may you serve him. You've got to bring what it is you have. You got to feel it. You got to put it out there. You got to be willing to trust your heart and feel that this is the moment that you have been called to. He said, oh, I get it. Now, with who and what I got to offer to this present moment. But it's not something you necessarily think about. It's something that came from your heart. She responded from her heart, each one of those things. And Pierre Teilhard de Chardin, the Jesuit priest, Catholic, mystic, writer, philosopher, he said, love is the language of the soul. Yeah, that's where we want to come from. Love is the language of the soul. And so when you let me see you, you give me permission to be seen. Right? Say, if you let me see you, if you love, if you trust your heart, if you let me see you, you give me permission to be seen. And what we're working on is healing that, or what we're really doing is awakening from the illusion of a sense of separation. Because what we come to recognize is what I see in you, that beauty, that's in me. What we begin to see out there is Spirit expressing. What we see in here is Spirit expressing. Ernest Holmes, our founder, he said that I am guided by the same intelligence and the same imagination that scatters moonbeams across the waves and holds the power of nature in its hands. You got that? Yeah, that's it. I'm guided by the same intelligence. I'm inspired by the same imagination that scatters moonbeams and holds the forces of nature in its hands, in its grasp. That's who you are, the same as that. But are you able to know that no matter what's going on in our life and be present in this moment to give? There was this woman who loved her plant. She had a house plant, and it was on her windowsill, and she would occasionally turn it so it would continue to grow straight. She would water it, occasionally. She would talk to her plant, and she would play classical music. And one day, one of her friends had stopped by and looked at her plant, and she said, "Sweetheart, I mean, you do know it's a plastic plant, don't you?" Yeah. And she started to cry, not because it was a fake plant, because she came to recognize how good it felt to care, right? See, healing a lot of times isn't about necessarily getting the effect back. It is the experience that we have while we are allowing ourselves to give in this moment, to be present in the moment. That's a unique way to find it, but all paths lead to truth. Some obviously take longer than other ones, but all the paths will lead to a sense of truth. There's a guy who decided it was time for him to, become enlightened, if you would. He decided to go out. He went to the fancy bookstore, and he bought himself a meditation cushion, bought himself a Tibetan bowl, he got himself the candle, he got himself the incense, the right music, basically the starter kit for spirituality right there. And he sat down, and about 30 seconds into it, his legs started cramping up, or fall asleep. And then, the back, when you're sitting there, his back started to ache, and of course he got an itch there, and he started to remember, my laundry, I forgot to put it into the washer. Oh, and maybe I should not have eaten before I've started this meditation here. And, my goodness, how long does it take to become enlightened with this process? And so, he gets up and says, maybe tomorrow. And his little 5-year-old daughter's right there and says, "Daddy, you look so funny when you try too hard." And in that moment, he got a bit of that enlightenment, because he realized that it is not trying to make it happen with your brain, but spirituality is something that emerges from that place of feeling. It's not the pieces that are around us, it's that feeling. It is that sense of something that is inside of us that we have to give ourselves the opportunity, because what happens is that we hold on to things. And you got to begin to learn, and that's part of the value of the meditation, is for us to be able to feel through them. Right? I mean, that's why we sit there, is what's going on, what needs to present itself in my world, in my field of awareness right now, so I'm not held down by it. I mean, there was a guy who used to carry a heavy stone with him in his backpack. He kind of put it on, he kind of lugged it around. And never, really knew why he did that, but he just did it. And one day he sat down by the river, kind of tired of carrying the stone, and he takes it out, and somebody comes along and says, "Why are you carrying that stone?" He said, I don't really remember why. I guess I kind of forgot. I don't know why I chose to carry this stone. And the guy said, the key to healing starts with choice. I chose to carry it, but I don't know why. The key to healing starts with choosing that, I don't have to carry this stone anymore. I don't need to carry this burden. And so what he did is he took it out of his backpack, or it was out, and he took it and he held it in his heart, and he held the stone for a while. He loved the stone, appreciated the stone, said, "You're a heavy stone." But after a while, he took that stone and he put it in the river, and he watched it just kind of float away. And he was surprised, because he didn't feel empty. He didn't feel depressed. What he felt was relief. He felt better. And what I'm trying to say is, we've all got these stones. We got the old stuff, the old story. We've got the old shame. We've got the old guilt. We got the old persona, and we're carrying it around with us. And you're at choice. Do you still want to carry that weight from then? Well, you don't just kind of get rid of it. What happens is you've got to feel yourself through this. If you've been carrying this, it's not like you just drop it in the water. He had to come out and hold it. We have to be willing to go through whatever that was that we've been carrying. You need to sever or untether that particular time. I mean, there's this man who's a dear one in his life, a beloved one, had died, and was just afraid of the grief. And so he decided, I'm just going to keep myself busy and not have to deal with this, right? And so rather than feeling the grief, he just decided he's going to work late. So he started working late all the time. And then on the weekends, he cleaned out his garage. He alphabetized his spices. He took up jogging. And he despised running. But he learned that anything he could do, just keep moving fast enough so it couldn't catch up with him. Finally exhausted, he sits down by a lake. Or maybe it's the same river the guy dropped the rock in. I don't know. But, he sat down by the water, which is kind of a reflective kind of place. And as he sat down and began to catch his breath, the grief came and sat down beside him. He said, "I don't want you. Get out of here." He said, "I've been waiting for you because I want to give rest to your heart. I want your heart to rest." And with that, all of a sudden, he was moved in a very deep kind of way. And he began to cry, not just kind of little cry. It began to come forth from him. And out it came. And talk about not feeling empty, but feeling relieved. And there it was. And the thing with those pains and those griefs, grief is love really with no place to land. Grief is love that has no place to go. And it needs to move through us to be released, or you're going to be carrying it for years until you're willing to be there with it and allow it to shift you and to change you. Carl Rogers, American psychologist, really the founder of the client-centered therapy, he says it's a curious paradox that once you begin and learn to accept yourself, you can change. But as long as you're running, you can't change. And how do you begin to accept yourself more? You've got to feel yourself into it. Feeling is the secret here. For all sorts of healing in our life, you've got to be willing to go into that place. There was a woman having anger issues. She wanted to deal with her anger, so she went to a teacher. And the teacher told her, or asked her, so, show me your anger. She said, I can't show you my anger. It's inside of me. She said, okay, I'll tell you what to do. You go home and you have yourself a cup of tea. And you invite anger to sit down with you. And offer it some tea. And she thought that was probably the most ridiculous thing she had ever heard. Right? But she decided she'd try it. So she sat down, she made herself some tea, invited anger, and anger showed up, and it showed up roaring, and it was ticked off. It was shouting, it was expressing, it was pounding its fists. But a miraculous thing began to happen. All of a sudden, the anger began to soften a little bit, and the anger turned into sadness. And then into fear. And she could hear a whisper coming, said, I was only trying to help you, to protect you. I was only trying to protect you. And what she realized is her anger was really nothing more but a wounded protector of her. But not until we stop and allow ourselves to be present and to feel into a moment that we begin to emerge to another place. Valerie Carr, a Sikh, an activist, documentarian, lawyer, she said, what if the darkness is not the darkness of the tomb, but of the womb? Right? What if the darkness isn't the darkness of the tomb? It's not trying to kill you, lock you in, but it's the womb. It's trying to assist you to birth yourself into a greater expression. Love is the language of the soul, right? Isn't that what Peter said? That's what we want to do. We want to do our soul work. We've got to be willing to be with our feelings. The feeling is the secret here. When I feel, I heal. Oh, that's a good affirmation. We should say that. Let's touch our heart. When I feel, I heal. Again, when I feel, I heal. Okay, so your assignment this week is to take something and to be willing to sit with it, be willing to explore it, be willing to allow it to move through you and reveal, because our pain is not there. That's not where it resides. Let me share with you something Michael Singer said in his new book. Remember, his book is Wisdom Untethered. And this book is a series of questions where individuals would ask Michael a question. And this particular question somebody was asking was, how do I handle overwhelming feelings of loss and sorrow when, a loved one has died or something that is profound? And Michael's response was, when you feel flooded with feelings of loss and sorrow, the first thing you need to understand is that there's nothing wrong with those feelings. Anybody beat themselves up because you're feeling too much? There's nothing wrong with those feelings. Your heart is capable of experiencing an entire spectrum of emotions: love, loss, joy, sorrow, all of it. Your heart is like an orchestra playing all kinds of music, and sometimes it plays beautiful, uplifting symphonies, and sometimes it plays the deep sorrow of a funeral march. But why resist any of it? Why not appreciate the fullness of what it means to have a heart that can feel so deeply? Mark Nepo, he said, to distance ourselves from our experiences is to make our feelings a liability. While having a conversation with our experiences, we'll make them a resource. Right? So if you distance yourself from your experiences, you make your feelings, what you're feeling here, a liability. I can't go there. I'm afraid to touch that. It's heavy. It's too much to carry. I can't be in a situation like this. Or if you're in a conversation, what begins to happen is your feelings become a resource, because all those pertinent moments or those challenges or those feelings are deep messengers. They come from your soul. And remember, love is the soul language. So what is coming to you is the gift that is going to free you, that is going to untether you to live in love once again. Because Gandhi said, where there is love, there is great life. And Yogananda, our buddy from down the street, said, where there is love, there are miracles. You up for some miracles? Are you up for some great life? Well, then you got to remember that feeling is the secret. And so I was going to end with this run-on of thoughts for you, but then I made it in. You probably saw the first slide, this slide that Landon has got for us here. And I thought, well, we could do this. It's call and response that we get to end together instead of me just saying all of it myself. So you ready? You get the principle here? Here we go. So I'm the Rev, and you are? Wow. You can tell I made that up. It's not too profound, right? Anyway, so when I feel deeply, when I feel honestly, when I feel courageously, when I feel the presence of the divine feeling. And so it is. God bless you guys. I love you. Hey, let's keep it going as we bring back to the stage Barry and Deline.
Oh, well, this song is all about feelings. It's called Not So Far Away. And it could also be called Faith, Hope, and Love. And I wish I had written this song, but I love to sing this song. And listen deeply to the lyrics. It's beautiful. Introduced to fear and doubt. I was with you on that cold dark day when you were all alone, and you thought that things would never turn around. It was me who moved a mountain that was standing in your way. I believe you want me back, so I will wait. My name is Faith. My name is Faith. I notice you've been looking at that star up in the sky, searching for a light to guide you home. You think you need a reason just to trust a simple prayer. I am here when you think I might be gone. I am the companion of the happiness you'll find, and I promise I am always ever close. My name is Hope. My name is Hope. We are the voices that still whisper in your heart. And if you listen carefully, you'll know just where we are. promises that heaven's not so far away. I'm the one who speaks the loudest. I'm the keeper of them all. I was born before the hills was here. I am everywhere and everything you'll ever need to know. I'm the passion in your laughter and your tears. I'm the healer of the broken, the forgiver of your soul. I am ready to descend just like a dove. My name is love. My name is love. We are the voices that still whisper in your heart. And if you listen carefully, you'll notice where we are. Carrying the promises that heaven's not so far away. Carrying the promises that heaven's not so far away. My name is Faith. My name is Hope. My name is Love.
This is Cahill and Deline. Thank you. All right. Well, hey, this is the time of our service where we have the opportunity to share our gift. And as we give, it comes back. But that's not why we do it. That's just how the law of circulation works. And so if we want to step into that stream of ever-expanding good, we do so with a sense of love and joy. And what begins to happen is love and joy begins to show up in our world in ever greater ways. That's just how it happens. And so if we take that consciousness, we infuse it with our gifts and know that if we're supporting Spirit's work, what we find is that our life becomes Spirit's work, and it shows up in our world with a sense of peace and security and all the support that is necessary to have our dreams or our health or whatever it is we might be working on show up because we continue to go to that God place first. So with that said, I invite you to look within your heart to give from there. I want to invite our ushers and greeters to come forward. Excuse me, as we take our gift in our hand. And I want to say thank you to those who mail in your gifts. That is greatly appreciated. And those that are part of the Auto Tribe, that regular support, that it's not only a blessing in your life because it continues to move your awareness to Spirit, but it blesses the community in its regular unfoldment. So with that said, I'd like to share this prayer of abundance with the most generous of spiritual communities, knowing that this is a blessed moment where the fullness of the divine has its way, expressing through each and every one of us. So it's with a sense of joy we step into this wonderful flow and to give in a way that honors our heart and our soul. Knowing that we cannot outgive the Spirit, we give from the fullness and the sense of joy without the strings, but with a lot of love. As we send this forth, we begin to find our world as a reflection of that love, the reflection of that peace, that calm, knowing that Spirit is always there, bringing forth that which is ever needed. So I say thank you, Father, Mother, God, for being in this place of conscious giving. And so it is. Amen. And together, let us say this affirmation of abundance, which is, continues to bless my world. Carefully I live as the giving expression of Spirit, opening the floodgates of the affluent flow of greater good as my life now. Those are our guys from Seaside. Nice job. And so I stand before this bounty, and I can feel the outpouring, the love, and the caring, and the blessings, for there is a richness that just exudes from each and every one of us, that we live in this state of grace and flow. And so with joy, we have sent this forth, and with joy it is received, with the wonderful infused vibes that is here. And so we handle this gift with good stewardship, sending it forth back into the world after blessing this community and all of its members, knowing that its blessings continue. I say thank you, Father, Mother, God, for this opportunity to be part of this conscious giving expression. And so it is. Amen. All right. Hey, this is Carlene, and just a wonderful secretary here at the school at Seaside, and also in the School of Ministry, taking a class right now, aren't you? A class.
Yeah, I'm auditing.
Auditing A class. Auditing A class. A class. That's it. Notice how she runs really quick from it. No, don't want anything else there. Okay, that's fine. Just go. Anyway, wonderful secretary here at Seaside on your board of trustees, loving us up, taking care of it. And you too, thank you. You guys are just blessings to us all. Delene and Barry, just I love you guys for sure. And Rebecca, just always a joy to rock out on Sundays. And incredible last week, you and all your music, and your blessing here is good. Reverend Debbie, hey, it's Wednesday night. You're up. Wednesday night service. Where are you going to be Wednesday night? I need to hear more than that. Come on. Reverend Debbie's going to be talking about the Lab of Life. You going to be here? Oh, there you go. House is going to be full for you. All right, it's going to be great. Hey, thanks for the sound today, Matthew. Appreciate that. Giving us the visuals. There is Landon. Always appreciate that. Around our perimeter, we've got a 3-camera shoot going on for you guys at home. So thank you to the wonderful camera team. Behind that wall is Steve Grant and probably Seth, doing the editing and calling the shots, so you guys have this wonderful expression. So it's really a team, the live stream team. And if anybody wants to play on this team, there's definitely space for you. So I'd love to do that. Today after the service, we've got our the singles gathering that's going on, and you can talk to Steve Golden about that. You heard about Wednesday, so that's going to be a great thing that's going on. Thursday night, starting not this week, but next week, we have Dr. Kathy Hearn's class. You heard, very interesting. First time being offered anywhere, within the movement, other than being piloted somewhere. Dr. Kathy Hearn is one of the creators about this ancient wisdom class, and looking at some of the inspiration that Ernest got from the African tribes and the Celtic belief and the pagans and the Hindus, and just it's going to be rich. And no one better to present it for the first time, Dr. Kathy. So that will be on Thursday nights. I encourage you to be part of that. Saturday, going to hang out at the park. I'm going to be there, and the Seaside Sisters and Callie is organizing starting at 10 o'clock. The maps are there on the sisters table, so go ahead and pick that up. It'll be a lot of fun. Bring some games, bring some food, bring some fun, and I'll make sure the sun's there for you. How's that? Okay, it's going to be a good time for sure. A lot of other good things going on, but you can read about them or hear about them next week. But what's exciting is we have our children here, and Miss Jessica, just fabulous. Another one only auditing a class in the School of Ministry. But anyway, this is Jessica.
Hey, buddy, I'm getting a lot of good information out of this audit. Hi, good evening, good day, Seaside. So we learned a lot today. We did a lot of fun stuff, and we had Miss Maggie, who is actually a ministerial student, with us today, so she could kind of see how everything unfolds, and she was a great addition to our class today. So what did we learn?
Creative process.
The creative process, big stuff.
Oh my
okay,
goodness, man. We're talking Trollard.
Yeah. So the creative process. So with the creative process, we are what are we using? Our
Brains.
thoughts. And what else? What do we call our thoughts?
Weeds or flowers.
Seeds.
Yeah.
We had a clipboard with all of this, and she actually, they all have it dialed in. We were doing all kinds of things. So we have the creative process, which is we're using our thoughts, which are the seeds, right? And our thoughts can grow one of two things. What can they grow? Either
A weed or a flower.
okay, or a weed or a flower. How would we describe what would a weed be?
Negative,
What would a flower be?
positive thoughts.
Okay, so then we had Miss Maggie. We'll do it really quick because now we were putting her on. We decided we're all going to have her do this. Okay, so Miss Maggie is going to be one or the other based on what we say. Okay, are you ready, Finley? What do you want to turn her into?
A flower.
A flower. Okay, so how do we turn her into a flower? What do we say?
Something positive.
Give me something. Make her grow.
I'm great at everything.
Hey.
Yay! Okay, Pearl, how would we turn her into a weed? What would be a weed thought?
Nobody likes me.
Oh. So when we're planting, what do we want to grow all the time? Flowers.
Flowers.
We want to focus on flowers. Yeah, it was a big class. We had a big class today. This was
Oh,
a
yeah,
good
you
one.
did.
Yeah.
That's good. So, hey, no more stinking thinking there, huh? All right. Well, hey, I'm going to pray, and that's where we take those flower thoughts into that place, or we allow them to blossom through us, emerge from us. But anyway, the whole Sunday morning moves to this moment with the laughter, the song, the music, the words, our children. It's about establishing consciousness so the shift can take place within that deep feeling level of the heart. So we're moving from that place that's above the neck to that which comes forth from us at the heart level. So with that said, I want to invite any of our religious science practitioners to stand at this time and join me in consciousness as we want to participate in just energizing this wonderful field of life and love, and expand the ease for the recognition of that infinite presence of life. For there is a divine essence that created all things, for which it is the originator. It's the first thought. It is that seed thought of the divine, that which we are. We are of that God nature, of the love, the caring, the abundance, the ease, the grace, the wealth, the health, the well-being. For truly this is the natural entelechy of our being that is looking to blossom into the greater expression. And so in this moment, I allow myself to just reverberate from the inside out with the wonderful tendencies of the divine, allowing it to take form in my life that fulfills the heart's desire. It honors that feeling that is not even articulated. It is the consciousness of the heart, of the soul, that is beginning to find form in my life. And I know that it will continue to bring it up, to recalibrate it to a higher vibration of being. And with that comes the ease, the grace, the wealth, the abundance, the connections, the pieces that support the creative expression of our walk in this world. We find that our world is not empty, but rich and vibrant with possibilities of the infinite, ever seeking to present itself in new and creative ways. And so it's in this moment I bring that love that is within my heart as the vehicle to deliver that which is mine to do in this life. And I find the relationships I am in are the wonderful laboratory for this soul's ever expanding education in life. It's personal curriculum that truly is spirit having its way. So grateful to know that the relationships are one that are honest and true and deep and just a wonderful sense to be able to play in our soul's expression. And with this, it empowers us to bring to life our greater gifts. So knowing that our creativity is good, our abundance flows, our relationships are beautiful, that truly there is something wonderful that unfolds in our life. We stand in awe and a witness to the divine made manifest on our very path. Grateful to know that Seaside is part of that path. Knowing every prayer request that has been brought forth is now fulfilled in this moment. For one of our beloved practitioners, Linda Light, that right where she is, the presence of God is just moving through her being, eliminating that which does not belong and returning her body back to a place of comfort and perfection, wholeness and well-being, that perfect vehicle for her soul to animate. And so she continues to be the light of her name. And for Cindy Farley, her son, Brian, who sat here many services, Brian Farley, who has recently made his transition, that he moves on, of course, with those wonderful currents of eternality as he ascends into his higher expression. And for mom and dad, that they are surrounded by the love and the warmth of all that is necessary to assist them through this precarious moment in their life. Seaside is a place of light. It is a place of blessing that we're all part of, that we all bring to, and also are replenished and renewed here. It is a light that we share with this world and trust its emergence to bring peace and resolution, for this is the consciousness that we are contributing as a collective family to the planetary consciousness, knowing that our brothers and sisters, we share this common space called Earth, and that truly there is resolution unfolding in this moment for a greater harmonious state of being for us all to inhabit this planet together. For as we saw from Artemis, integrity, that truly it is just one little blue orb that we're part of together. So grateful to know this expanded vision is always available for us. I say thank you. And it's in this state of appreciation for everything, not the big things, but everything. I live in this state of planting more seeds that flower into ever greater good in all the most perfect and appropriate ways. I let go to that, just believing and trusting in the healing, because I feel, I sense, I experience in the depth of my being, in that total embodiment from within, that the feeling is the secret. So I let go feeling this is done, and so it is. Amen.
There was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all for myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. I didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you've got to let it go. And this is what you have to say. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. So no more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see a light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. So I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. So no more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Seaside, sing up in your heart. Come on. That's right. Beautiful. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Yes, Seaside.
Our affirmation for the week is, I am worthy of a beautiful life. So together, I am worthy of a beautiful life. Touch your heart and let's say this again. I am worthy of a beautiful life. One more time like you mean it. Come on. I am worthy of a beautiful life. And our song of grace.
I'm living in love. I'm living in peace. I'm living my life for what I believe. Through joys and through fears, in this world I walk. God's grace shines on me, and it shines on us all. We are living in grace. We are living in grace. We are living in grace. Happy Sunday. Make sure to be tuned in with Seaside, take classes. Come to the picnic.